Hello. Hi, how is everyone doing today? Um, so, this is your first time ever watching one of my videos. My name is Janet Barbietto. I'm a top leader in my respected network marketing company, but now I help coach and train network marketers out there to build their own empire based on their own strengths and their own skills. That I try to teach people that they don't have to go out and copy everyone. That's not what it takes to be a top leader. That's not what it takes to build an empire, to build anything you want, whatever your definition of success is. So, you guys saw, hi Lori, hi Nicole, one of our family members. You guys usually see me sitting behind my desk in the office in what used to be the kids' playroom. But we kind of got dealt one of those surprises that life throws at you, and we had to drive home last Monday because my brother passed away. Really unexpected. We had no idea that it was going to happen. We knew that there were his circumstances were different, but we had no idea that this was coming. So Monday we got the word and we jumped in the car and we drove 36 hours to Alabama, and we spent the week doing everything that we needed to do with family. And then on Saturday we did another 36 hours home in the car with two kids. We did what had to be done. So this week, for this video, you're seeing me sitting in front of a huge pile of laundry that needs to be sorted, folded, and put away after I unpacked all the suitcases. So, guys, we're just like you. We really are. We're in here folding kids' clothes, putting away James's clothes, my clothes, just, so we'll have plenty of stuff to keep going again. But, we do it too. We're just the same as everybody else out there. We're all doing laundry. We're all running around the house emptying garbage cans, whatever else. Just because I think sometimes people think when we reach a certain level, we change. We become this person that's not approachable, not reachable, not, you guys know what I'm saying. It's like, when I say I'm black status in my company, I get all these messages during the day. It's, I'm so sorry to bother you. I'm so sorry I know you're busy and I shouldn't be bothering you or getting in your way or taking you away from all the things you need to do. I don't think people realize that that's our job. That's what we do. We're here to help you. We're here to mentor you. We're here to train you, coach you, teach you what we did wrong. So, you'll have to do the same thing. So, there was today, I was thinking about, I get the question all the time, of course. How did you get to the top of your company? How did you get to the top of your pay scale? How did you do it? Who did you copy? Who did you, and while, don't take this the wrong way, but yes, it's great to have leaders that you look to for advice, leaders that you look to for inspiration. You can even take many of the things that leaders have already put in place, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel to do this. But you cannot just copy people's advice, and you can't just say, so-and-so did this, so I'm going to do this because I'm going to get the exact same results. It doesn't work that way. So, I think people don't realize that I'm a person, I'm a totally different person than when I signed up in my company. I was presenter 3021. That means there were over 3,000 people that signed up before me. So can you imagine how much time I could waste by going through over 3,000 people and worrying about where they are, how many people they've recruited, how many sales they've done this month, if they're on one of the leaderboards, or if our upline recognizes them, or anything else. How much time could I waste and take away from my business by worrying about what all these other people are doing? I could waste a lot of time. And honestly, I have wasted that time. I have. And at some certain point, I said, you know what? I'm not them. I'm not them. And all that time that I spent here when I started worrying about what everybody else was doing to here, that did absolutely nothing for my business. That took me away from worrying about what was in front of me, what my vision was, what my why was, and it took me away from my business and my team. My team saw me get distracted that way. And my team said, wow, if she's worried about that stuff, maybe I should worry about it too. No, that's not how it works. So there are several leaders in my company that are higher than I am. Okay? So what? That only means that they figured out how to use their strengths and their skills to build their successful business. So I'm going to tell you, people don't care what you're selling. People don't care how many people you're recruiting or how much your sales are every month. Because guess what? Here's a little secret. You may not have known this. Every company doesn't send out a newsletter and tell everybody in the world how many recruits you had versus how many recruits other people in your company had. Nobody knows that. Nobody cares. Honestly, they don't. So you're going to have people join your team because they connect with you. You're going to have people that buy from you because of the customer service that you provide. That has absolutely nothing to do with who the top recruiter is, who the the top salesperson is, or anything else. You know what? I may want to sign up under somebody that has the top sales. Do you know what? Me and that person may see things completely different. And what I value and what drives me and what my goals are may not line up with hers at all. She may do business completely different than what I do, and she may put a lot of emphasis on a lot of the things that I don't. So I'm going to tell you guys, yeah, I did it. We all do. But the big thing is, my biggest piece of advice is to realize that it does nothing for your business. Nothing at all. So for me, yeah, I have anxiety. It's really hard to see these written down now on my doctor's chart. So, I struggle with depression. I struggle with anxiety. I struggle with ADHD. I have specific things that I do to block out all that noise. Because if I allow it into my head, that's where the change happens. When I allow it into my head, when I say, oh gosh, she signed up a month before I did. She signed up 2 weeks before I did. I should be where she is. No, you shouldn't. You never should. Because it has nothing to do with you as a person. It has nothing to do with your business. has nothing to do with your team and what you're building. It has nothing to do with your own definitions of success. I marked success in, there was one of my goals was to add 100 people to my team in 1 month. And I don't know where that goal came from, but that was like the one thing that was stuck in my head. If I had 100 people added to my team in a month, that was when I thought I was successful. I mean, I have no idea where that goal came from, but that was just how I measured success. So, I hit it and I went on. Once I hit it, I had to go to other goals. I had to build them bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But I'm telling you, and it's kind of fun to watch James now that he works with me at home. He's in that place where he's watching all the other leaders, where he's watching all the other girls do this and this and this and this. And he'll get really upset when he sees maybe somebody leave to go to another company and they, whatever reasons they give or whatever brought them to that crossroads, that decision. And, I'll let him vent for 5-10 minutes, whatever else. And when he's finished, he'll look at me and say, what do you think about it? And I said, okay, well, you've been going for, 5-10 minutes. So in that last 5-10 minutes, what did you do to build your business and make you more successful? You know what the answer always is? Absolutely nothing. That 5-10 minutes, sometimes, it turns into an hour, 2 hours, maybe, sometimes a day or more. So, and I've been there. I have. I have. I thought people that signed up, a month or two around me just because we were in a new company. Oh, yeah, mine should fly off the shelves. I should have people beating down my door to join my team and things like that. But that's just not how it happens. It's just not. And I know that my story, what I struggle with, what I have finally figured out how to not overcome, but manage. I don't like to do these videos. It scares me. It does. It scares me. But it took me a really long time to get past what my head would do when I thought about doing a video. Matter of fact, it still does. I sat here before this one going, okay, if I don't turn on the camera, then the anxiety is just going to get worse and I'll talk myself out of it. We all do it. It doesn't matter what level you are. We all struggle with whatever else it is. But you know what? I had to realize that my story and what I struggle with is actually one of my strengths. Because the more I talk about it, and the more I share my story, and the more I hear other people come up to me and they say, oh, you know what? I feel the exact same way. I've struggled with that. You know what? I've successfully turned what was uncomfortable for me, what was a pain point, what I felt was my weakness, has turned into my biggest strength. I just had to get over worrying about what everybody else said. People are going to think I'm weird because I have anxiety or depression. No. What I'm beginning to realize is there's more people out there like me than there are people that don't have some sort of stumbling block or some sort of thing they've got to overcome to get there. So there was some point in my mind that I had to realize this. When I let that get into my head, when I let that start running what I did each day and saying, you know what, you're not as good as that person. You're not as good as that person. Yeah, you're a little better than that one, because, all that's doing is messing with your head. And it's taking you away from focusing on your why. It's taking you away from focusing on your business and where you want to be. And none of that stuff is ever, ever, ever going to make you successful. It's just not. That's just how it works. So, and the really funny thing is when I let those things, I can say, yeah, I was a victim to that for a really long time. And in the past several months, years, I've had people come up to me and say things that in my head, I thought they were sitting on the other side judging me. Yeah, why is she wearing that shirt? Why did she do her hair like that? Those colors don't look good on her eyes. Oh, nothing else. Why would she do that? Yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about, anything else. And at some point, I said, I don't care anymore. If I want to be successful and I want to be where, I've set my goals. If I want to have my children have a certain lifestyle, my husband to not have to drive off every morning and go off to work, and I have to explain to my kids why daddy can't spend time with them just because he's got to go to work. You know what? I had to get out of my own way. I had to realize that this that I was fighting in here was the same as any bully that I would come up against. It was the same as anybody that would try to come in and take food off my kid's table. That was me. This was what I was allowing to take food out of my kid's mouth. This was going to be the reason why I would have to tell my kids, no, mommy and daddy can't afford it. I'm sorry. You can't go to this school. You can't go on this field trip. You can't play this sport. You can't do this. This was what was going to cause every bit of that. And no matter how much the top salesman of the company did, no matter how many people recruited or whatever else, that had absolutely nothing to do with me. People can recruit hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. But what if they never train them? What if those hundreds of people never get the training that they need, that they might have gotten from somebody else, or the connection that they might have felt with somebody else? They just fall away. So just because you see somebody welcoming tons of people on their Facebook page or their LinkedIn or whatever else, or on the company's leaderboards, you don't see what happens after that. So, yeah, we all want to recruit rock stars. We do. We all want to recruit rock stars and fly out. But I got news for you. Every person out there has the makings of a rock star in them. And it depends on what you do when they join your team. Because they're going to join your team because they connect with you for some reason. Something in your story is going to touch them, and they're going to say, wow, if she can do it, dang it, I can too. There's no reason that I have to stop. If she can go through all this stuff and she can get where she is, I can do it too. You need to be proud of your skills. You need to stop thinking that you're not as good as somebody else just because their number might be a little different than yours. Nobody cares. They don't. They really don't. It all comes down to what you're telling yourself in here. Because when I let that in here, I'm telling my head, and it goes right to my heart, and it says, you're not as good as her. You're not as smart as her. You know what? You're not as strong as her. But you know what? At some point, you have to understand that that's fine. Because I'm not her. I'm me. And I'm here for a certain purpose. And I'm here to touch a certain number of women and to change a certain number of women's lives. Because they're going through the exact same thing I have. You know, there's been times in my life that, you know what, I've been in the deepest, darkest place you could ever imagine. But, you know what? As much as I was sad, as depressed as I was, as whatever else, you know, the one thing I always wanted was for somebody to just come and say, yeah, it's going to be okay. We'll get through this. You know what? I didn't need somebody to tell me, gosh, if you just hadn't have done this, then we'd be fine. You know what? I didn't need anybody to point out my mistakes or tell me that I'd screwed up, because believe me, I knew I had screwed up. Believe me, I knew better than anybody how much I screwed up. So, you know what? I had to realize that I needed somebody like that. And it's become my why, the reason why I've chosen network marketing, the reason why I am in this industry. And it is because I can share my story and I can be that person for other people out there. Because for me, this isn't about money. The money in the success is way back here. It is. I thrive on hearing women come back to me and say, you know what? My life is completely different than what it used to be. And that's all because, you know, of the connection I made with you. It was all because you've been my inspiration. And so there was at some point that I had to say, okay, you know, yeah, anxiety, depression, and all these things have a certain stigma attached to them. But you know what? Talking about them is what makes us stronger. And talking about them and being accepted because of it, and understanding that so many people out there struggle with the same things we're going through, that is why people join you. That is why people connect with you. You've gone through the same things. You're in the same place that maybe they are. And if they see that you could pull yourself out of it, even if you were completely by yourself, you pulled yourself out of it. You figured out there was something inside you that was stronger than what your head was telling you. So, I'm going to go back to my load of laundry, my several loads of laundry. But that's been on my mind all morning long. You know what? I've lost a lot of time doing the exact same thing, and it doesn't help anybody's business. You have to find your strengths. You have to find what is in your story, is inside of you, that's going to connect with everybody else, that's going to connect and that's going to inspire people. And it's not the number of people that you recruit each month. It's not the number of sales that you do each and every month. It has nothing to do with that number. None at all. It has to do with how many people you inspire. It has to do with how many people you uplift. And it has to do with how many people you connect with. And how many people how many people that you give them the courage to let that come out. I can't count the number of cards and things that I've gotten over the last few years, and there's one or two that really stand out in my memory. And at the bottom, one lady had wrote, for the first time in my life, I actually felt like I deserved to be successful. So, ladies, we're not here to make our numbers go higher and higher and higher. We are here to have more ladies feel like they deserve success. That's all it is. We are here to inspire ladies to change their lives, to have the honor of watching them change from someone who's been told they're not good enough, they're not smart enough, they're not thin enough, they're not fat enough, they're not whatever. They've been told this until we start to believe it in here. But network marketing and the way our industry is put together, we are here to tell other ladies that they deserve to be successful. They deserve to be happy. And we get the honor of watching them turn into these amazing leaders and people that they didn't even know was inside them. Guys, we are here to change people's lives, and that has nothing to do with any dollar signs, and that has nothing to do with how many people you recruit each month. Nothing. Has nothing to do with the product you sell. Has nothing to do with the company that you've signed up with. It has to do with who you connect with and who you inspire. So, I don't know, I just felt like I needed to get that out today, and I hope that somebody out there needs it. But, you know, as always, don't hesitate to send me a private message. Just say, hey, I watched your video this morning and I just loved it. You know, I was really inspired by it. You know, I'd love to chat more. I'm more than happy to sit and tell you what I've been through and how I've gotten past it. And yeah, I still struggle. There's many, many days that I get up and I just don't want to do it. But you know what? I have to get past this in my head because I know where my success, I know where my goals are. And I'm the only one that's going to get me there. I'm the only one. What I do for me and the training and the inspiration and all the knowledge and everything that I pass on to my team, that's what's going to get you from here to here. And none of that's got anything to do with the dollar amount. And it's got nothing to do with how many people you recruit in a month. So, I'm going to sign off here and get back to my laundry. So, I just wanted to share a little bit, but leave me a like down here if you got a little something from the video. Send me a private message if you want to connect, follow me, anything else. I'm more than happy to sit and chat with you, and we'll try to figure out what your strengths are and your ways to connect with other people. So, this is Janet Barbietto, and I will talk to you later. Bye.